Big Herta and Aglaea just got drip marketed and I'm ready to pull after saving for 3 whole patches. 2.7 on the other hand is just non-stop banner after another. I can tell Hoyo removed all the breaks on this patch and they even revealed a new Trailblazer path. First up is Penacony's baby girl, Sunday. He's an imaginary harmony unit that's meant to be geared towards hyper carry and he has increased buffs for summons like Tingyun's Lightning Lord and Topaz's Numbi. Sunday boosts crit rate, crit damage, and damage percent, which is relevant because that means Sunday can be easily used with units that are scaling with other stats such as def and HP. Now I'm not saying that Blade's making a comeback from his 8 cycle dispatch, but rather there might be upcoming summon type units that use def and HP. Save your unorthodox relics if you're interested in that. Sunday also boosts energy and has a 100% action forward, so I think it's safe to say that Bronya has now been properly power crept in her own niche. Rest well, Miss President. I think Sunday is a great unit for those who are interested in summons and hyper carries, and his E1 gives 40% death shred for your summons. Looks like both him and his sister have monstrous Eidolons that give you what nihility units can't. 6 different stats. Sunday's Light Cone, a grounded ascent, gives a whopping 45 damage percent total, and it slashes down his 4-turn ultimate rotation into a 3-turn. I think this is a significant increase for him, and it requires S2 if the battle isn't over to be able to match the rotation. However, I still think E1 is better as long as your carry has a summon. And of course, alongside the summon enabler is the leader of the Xianzhou Law Fu, Tingyun. He's a lightning erudition unit that will benefit heavily off of Sunday's buffs since his main way of dealing damage is through his summon, Lightning Lord. Since a lot of people are struggling in pure fiction these past patches, he might be a good pickup for those willing to vertical invest. His signature Light Cone before dawn is also amazing on units like Himiko and Herta for those who are unwilling to take the 50-50 for the general. The 4 stars for this banner are Qingchue, Arlen, and Tingyun. For the light cones, it's Poised to Bloom, a harmony cone that's good on dual carry teams, Birth of the Self, which is an erudition unit that's good for pure fiction and AoE content, and finally Swordplay, which is a good light cone for single target content. This is an absolutely amazing lineup, no notes. Now, on to Fugue. She's a fire nihility character that increases a single unit's break effect and allows them to apply toughness damage even if the enemy isn't weak to their element. She also adds another layer of toughness like the exo toughness gimmick we saw in one of the late game content blessings. She's obviously geared towards super break and I would be super pumped about her, but she has a handful of glaring problems. Her ultimate doesn't do anything significant beyond just toughness damage. Her weakness ignore is a little useless since both of the meta break units have a way of implanting weaknesses. She's fighting against Harmony MC and Ruin Mei, and both are extremely solid Harmony units. She matches both of them in terms of utility and damage. I mean, she's around 5% better or worse depending on the situation. But the real value of Fugue is that she allows you to free up your Trailblazer so that you can use Remembrance instead of Harmony. If you have Ruin Mei and you don't really care about Remembrance, you can probably skip Fugue. Her signature light cone, Long Roads Lead Home, increases her break effect and increases up to 36% break damage to weakness broken enemies. I think this is a good pull after you've pulled for your DPS's cone. But if you don't want to, there's always a Fermata waiting for you at the free shop. If you're enjoying the content so far, please subscribe. I really want to hit 1k subs by December, so I appreciate you for pressing that button. Thank you, genuinely. And of course, alongside Fugue is Firefly. She is a fire destruction character that has been mauling through all of the late game content recently. She's focused on weakness break and toughness damage. She even has a weakness implant to boot. Firefly is an absolute menace of a character, and if you want in on the super break team comp, she's your girl. I'm fairly certain that Firefly will be able to take care of one side of any MOC and Apocalyptic Shadow stage for the next couple of months. Firefly's signature light cone Whereabout Dreams Should Rest is good for alleviating pressure for good relic rolls. However, I don't think any unit will be able to use it other than her for the next couple of patches. The 4 stars for this banner are Gallagher, who's great alongside Firefly and Fugue. Yukong is a clunky harmony, and Misha is an ice destruction character that can be used in niche freeze cases. For the light cones, it's Indelible Promise, which is a good Firefly side grade. Resolution shines as Pearls of Sweat, which is an amazing nihility light cone for shredding death. And finally, Concert for 2, which is a preservation cone that's a little out of place. Another really solid lineup though. The Herta and Aglaea were both drip marketed, and I can't wait for 3.0. The Herta is an ice erudition unit that will almost definitely be amazing for pure fiction. I hear that she's most likely going to be run in dual erudition comp. The Herta does not have any follow-up attacks, so I suggest you don't pre-farm Duran for her. If I were to guess, there probably will be a dedicated planar for her in 3.0, but that's just speculation. I'm almost certain that Scholar Lost in Erudition is her dedicated best in slot relic though. The new Trailblazer path was just revealed, and it's the Remembrance. In the simulated universe, we only saw it doing freezes through dissociation. I'm curious as to how they're going to base an entire path off something like that. There's not much info on that, but one thing that I do know is that Bunny Rabbit thing is a summon, but that's about it. Aglaea is an Ice Remembrance character, and I haven't heard much about her from the Divination Commission, sorry. State of the game. The HP of the enemies in Pure Fiction, MOC, and Apocalyptic Shadow are indeed inflating, and the difficulty level of this game is steadily rising. For newer players, I'd say the priority is just to look out and pull for the next meta DPS. And for older players, you can do the same thing, or pull for key Eidolons for units like Robin E1 or Sunday E1 and vertically invest. They've also revealed that there's Wishful Resin, a new way of crafting relics. This thing allows you to create a relic with custom substats, which is a godsend for all of those energy regeneration ropes that need speed subs. I highly recommend that you use it for those, since the more substats that you set, the more wishful resin the crafting consumes. All the upcoming Amphorius characters were drip marketed. Fishwen told me to keep my lips sealed about their path and element though, lest Hoyoverse strike my channel down from the heavens. Just save your HP relics, okay? It looks like this next wave is going to be full of summon type units, so Sunday is for sure going to be used in all of them. And there's going to be a lot more changes to the game when that happens. I heard that there's a chance there could be 10 units on the field at once, and that a lot of the Harmony units' AoE buffs, such as Robin and Ruin Mace fields, will be changed so that they either affect summons or don't. There's no telling which AoE buffs are staying, so all I can say to you is brace for impact. Personally, I'm going to save for 2 whole patches and aim for the Herta E2 so that she can carry me until Q3 2025 for the Fate collab. Here's to hoping that she's using the Tall Woman model instead of the March model for no particular reason. That's it for me. My name is Kyte, and leave a comment on your pull plans and I'll offer some more account specific insight. See ya!